want to say something because, like you said, these dudes is guys out here who aren't rats or haven't told or haven't testified against somebody, but one of their codies, one of their friends may have told, and that friend come home, and then that friend is in the car with them. That friend is, everybody on Instagram and so forth and so on. They standing next to him, and then a lot of times these so-called rats are coming home, and they a lot of them is winning. Like you said, they winning. So now dudes just want to stand next to them just so they can possibly winning too or making
get some crumbs. Get a few crumbs, man.
Yeah. Right. What's your thoughts on that?
It's what's the reasoning of me getting the clarity that it doesn't matter to them. So if I'm not involved in the street life, why am I protecting? Because it honestly was a thing where as though I was speaking up for individuals that wouldn't speak up for themselves.
Or couldn't.
Because they were afraid of these guys. I'm going to keep my mouth shut because this real Zat comes home and the feds allow them to keep their businesses and their money, so they're going to give me a check. Let me stay away from what Erna got to say. I'm not even going to hit the like. But when I see Erna, I'm going to shake his hand quietly. You know what I'm saying? So it just became a thing, man, where I can't get clarity of it. I'm still lost, bro.
I got a lot of questions. Just want to get your point of view because, a lot of times, rats can be, Muslims. They can be Christians. They can be Jews.
Oh, not to cut you off, bro.
Hold on, let me finish. They can be all these different, religions. Now us, we're Muslim, and we understand that telling or sending your brother to jail or harming your brother, it's a lot of that come along with that. How are you dealing with somebody that's our brother who may have told and snitched, but he told when he come to you and he's shaking your hand, so forth and so on?
Well, I never seen nowhere in the Quran and Sunnah where it was obligatory for me to shake their hands.
Okay.
It's in the Quran and Sunnah that I have to give them that greeting. I'll let my greeting be as quiet as possible, and I'll keep it pushing. Alhamdulillah. I'm just keeping it 1,000, man. I'll let it because I have to give it. It's obligatory. So I have to give it, even in the feds, even in prison and stuff like that. It's like a number one thing where it's an umbrella, for a lot of brothers. And at the end of the day, when it comes down to anything that has to do with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the honor there stands over all honor.
I agree.
I can't
go against that.
That's going against a grain I can't beat. You know,
you're not gonna do that. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
I wanted to piggyback off of something Tawfiq just said. And I want to see from your point of view, and I explained it to the audience a lot about how the feds work. And I'm under the illusion that you was in the feds.
Yes. Yeah.
Now
you just read it. You read it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, from my point of view, I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna let you get, because I've been there for a long time.
Right.
The rats, the people with rat informant, whatever you want to name them as and peg them as, they join the fold of Islam when they get to jail. Majority or not. Any person that comes through there and they got a high profile case or something like that of that nature that told, 9 times out of 10, if they ain't being immediately escorted off the yard for telling, they're joining the fold of Islam.
Nah.
Wow. So how is the prison dealing with these dudes once they find out that they found out that they told? Is people, what I mean?
Depends on the leadership. You may have an imam that says, hey, listen, I want for every brother to have understanding that, like how you were saying, because I look at it when you were saying about solid men being out, and if they call somebody a real Zat, they have to be in fear, or they have to look over their, not in fear, but look over their back and pay attention to things like that. I feel like that's their thing. That's what their life is like, you know? So in there, it's more of a thing. If an imam has leadership and he says, listen, any person that hits this compound is of this honor, I am in charge of every last Muslim in here. So in order for us to have a good congregation of Muslims, I would like for them to go ahead and go up top, only because we don't want the nonsense here where it's causing dishonor. So maybe they'll be somewhere else where they can be, safe amongst all real Zats that are under Shahada, whatever the case may be.
To avoid a greater fitna.
Yeah, to avoid a greater fitna. Then you have it where as though you have some leadership that said it's blooded. The minute he say, La ilaha illallah wa ana Muhammad Rasulullah.
I've seen both.
The things are he's done in the past is behind him, accept him as your brother, and you better not allow his blood to be shed.
Yeah, and they rocking with it.
And they rocking and rolling with it, you know? Me, I'll stay away from them. I don't care what kind of compound it is. I don't want to be amongst them. Now, if one of them is standing on the side of me and they're getting ready to pray and it's hill to hill, to shoulder, unless there's nowhere else for me to go in that space, I'll stick there. But if it's, you know, if there's somewhere else for me to go, I'll get out that rank and I'll get into a rank where as though I know that I'm safe, because you never know. If he told on someone may want to stab and hurt them and get me mixed up and confused. But we're going to keep them ranks tight as possible. So if there's no room, no space, I will be there for the sake of Allah, hill to hill, shoulder to shoulder. But I prefer not to, but I got to, because it's obligatory for us to be in that congregational prayer.
Wow. In your time in the federal pen, how much time you did?
Altogether in the feds, like 7 years altogether.
Oh, you did state time too?
Yeah, I done about 6 years in the state.
Okay.
Altogether. But altogether, my whole life, you know, in and out. Just from the age of 11 years old, 13 on up, I've been in and out.
So what I'm saying, when I ask you this question, now you got rats in the state and rats in the feds. I know a rat is a rat, but is the bravado of the rats different in the state or the feds, or is it all the same as far as how they are told or I didn't tell their bravado? How was it? Is it different?
I've seen it all. I've seen dudes come out and say, you know, I don't care, I told, and it be accepted. I've seen dudes who lie into the work hit and say, hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And they get sent up top. But it's kind of hard to really say, because honestly, you don't know who is who unless you see the work. And in every federal joint, you know this, they ain't checking work. Some jails, they saying, hey, give him a pills ass. You might hear it on the compound with dudes is whispering, hey, you know, he done this, he done that. Me, I'm not being around that.
So, you know, which one would you rather, though, as far as like a person who's quiet until the paperwork comes out, as far as being a rat, or a person that say, you know what, I told. You know what I mean? Like, which one would you, I mean, I know you're not going to deal with them either way, but if you had to, you know, give one the edge on the other, which one would you say was more honorable in a sense? If, you know, if you can give them anything there.
I would have to say the person that I know that's a real Zach. The person that I know that has confessed to it and said, I'm him. I'm over here in the hulk, minding my business. I ain't bothering nobody. My chest ain't out. I'm doing me. I'm going back and forth to child, and I'm carrying it. I could honestly say I would have to say that person is more of a person that I can say that's honest, but not of honor, but that's honesty there. You're telling me who you are. So once you get on the block with the men and you know, you feel as though the person you told on just came, you like, I want to make sure that you're a man that's out of here by child. You're gone, because you let everybody know, man, I told, man, the brother here, you know, I don't want no problems, I'm gone.
Wow. And it's like once the cat is out the bag, now the decision is made, like you're going up top, and if you ain't going up top, it's going to be whatever the case may be.
It'll be that lock up top of your head.
Yeah, or nilzife in your filzies.
Yeah, that's what it'd be if you ain't going up top.
Wow. So that's the only option.
You got two options.
I never seen nothing out of that. I never seen a different option.
No.
Have you ever seen a rat like buck back? Like, man, that's
yeah.
It's gonna be, we gonna have to have a sword fight. We gonna
multiple times.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I've seen that.
You ever seen a rat become a victor in that situation? As far as victorious?
Me per se, no.
No, I haven't seen that either. But I seen one buck. But the wave would be a wave against you.
Yeah.
It don't be just one person. Once you is identified as that, it ain't just one person coming for you no more. All bets is off. We ain't got to be fair with you. We ain't got to treat you with no honor, no integrity. You are the worst of the worst in the penal systems. Not in society, in the penal. We're talking about prison life here. And once that gets placed on you and it's confirmed, you a piece of toilet paper with the doo-doo on it after you wipe.
And see, within my, like I was saying, the 7 years I've done in the state, throughout my whole state bids, like periodically, state, you dig? And then my time in the feds, I can honestly say that I've never seen a real Zat be a victor. He's never been victorious. I've never seen it yet. I've seen him, maybe get out on one or two, might, talk crazy or get out. But throughout my 11.5 to 23s and my last state bid and my federal bid, no, I've never seen them. I've seen them talk crazy and everything, but I've never seen them win.
I heard a statement I saw something that said, rats keep the jails packed. Is that like a truth? That's something that you believe? The rats gonna keep the jails packed?
I think we keep the jails packed by being around them and surrounding ourselves with them. You know what I'm saying? Because dudes find out, and then and then you getting money with him, and then just because you got to pay a bill or shorty bag costs the Birkin bag, and you want to keep that whole image. I've seen it. I've seen people fall by the waistline by making mistakes by being amongst them.